Hi, my name is Jessica. I'm a clerk here with the Macedon Public Library, and I'm here to bring you all book recommendations for dealing with graphic novels here at the Macedon Public Library for grades 3 through 5. So this will be my last book recommendation list for you this year. And for that, I decided to focus on art imitating life, meaning I've covered a lot of graphic novels at this point. Usually they have very colorful, very bombastic, larger than life characters. But we also have a lot of, even though they're graphic novels, which usually lend themselves towards, really ostentatious illustrations, and those really colorful characters, we do have quite a few books that focus on real life issues, real life sort of scenarios, um, building relationships, interacting with your peers, sort of the trials and tribulations of growing up, and particularly going into things like sixth grade or middle school. So I thought I'd focus on those today, since I know at least a whole class of you, a whole grade of you will be transitioning to the middle school next year. So the first book I wanted to talk about is one that really works for any age between grades 3 through 5, is Guts by Raina. Ooh, she's got a big last name. Telgemeier, I think is how you say it. I'm not entirely sure. But this particular book deals with the main character, Raina, who discovers one day that she has a bit of an upset stomach, but her mom, doesn't feel that great either. So she thinks it's just maybe a stomach bug or something like that. But she soon discovers that she's having more and more stomach aches, and something's just causing her tummy to be a little upset. And through the story, she starts to recognize that these things are coinciding with her worries about various things in her life. So a lot of the times that can happen to us is that we might not know that what we're feeling can actually affect maybe how our body feels. So this is a great book for exploring how sometimes that anxiety and worry can kind of center itself right in your tummy, and and make you feel maybe a little yucky. But sometimes knowing that and being aware and being thoughtful is a great way to understand and to help you understand it and face those feelings and to process them. So this is a great book that really is helps you to understand sort of the relationship with yourself and the relationship with your feelings and your body. So this is one of a couple of books we have by the same author, which also in the same series deal with different issues. So this is just the one that I decided to highlight today because I think it's one of my favorites. So the next book I have here is called Best Friends, and this is written by Shannon Hale and illustrated by Leonin Pham. They are real life best friends. The author and the illustrator are actually best friends in real life. And this book is about a girl named Shannon who's about to enter into middle school, and she is in with the in crowd because she is best friends with Jen, the most popular girl in school. But Shannon soon realizes that staying cool and staying popular is an ever shifting goal. She's never really quite sure, what she's supposed to like, what TV shows are supposed to be cool, what the rules are. It seems like there's these rules and they're always changing. And it really starts to make you question who makes these rules and do you have to follow them? And I think that's a very good question to ask. Is sometimes we can feel like there are these sort of unspoken, unwritten rules somewhere, and if we just knew them, we could fit in. And this helps explore the fact that you know maybe there really aren't those rules, or maybe the people making them don't necessarily know why they're making them. They're probably feeling the same way, is that they're just trying to fit in. like everybody else, and that you don't have to go along with the crowd, especially if it goes against who you feel like you are at heart. So this is a great book about friendship and about finding that, you know, your true self and your true friends. So I believe there's another book too by the same author called Real Friends. So we have more than one of these books. So it's a great series for kind of navigating the trials and tribulations of middle school, and getting towards that age where those social pressures really start to mount, and how to face that, and how to navigate your way through it. The next book I have here is one of our new arrivals. This one is brand new. It's called Twins. It is by Varian Johnson and illustrated by Shannon Wright. Now, this book is actually about two sisters who are about to enter into 6th grade as well. And up until now, they have been best friends as well as sisters. They like the same things. They're in the same clubs. They really do everything together. And as you might be able to tell from the cover, it doesn't stay that way. Things start to change a little as they're about to go into 6th grade. They're getting a little older. And the book really asks the question, does growing up mean growing apart? As they start to have different interests, and maybe start to like different things, does that mean they have to grow apart? And I think I can pretty safely say that the answer is going to be no. And even though this is about two sisters, you could also read this about, you know, and picture it as being friends as well. That as you get older and you start to discover what your interests are, what your likes and dislikes are, what your tastes are, just because they differ from your friends doesn't mean that you can't be friends. We're all different. We all have things that we like, things that we don't like maybe as much as someone else. We all have different interests, and as long as we're all respectful, you know, we can all remain friends, even though maybe you're on the soccer team and your friend does chorus, you know, or anything like that. That we can still really find those connections even with different interests. So this is a great book about that, about what it means to grow up and really start to figure out who you are and what does that mean for your relationships, and how they can change over time but still stay just as strong and just as good. The last book I have here is also about a someone going into middle school. I had a bit of a hard time finding anything a little younger, but like I said, since you guys are about to embark on middle school, I thought it was maybe something to look forward to and can be read at any level, because the reading levels are still perfectly within 3rd to 5th grade. This book is Crush by Svetlana Chemokov, I believe is how you say it. Now this book has to do with Jorge. He is a boy in middle school who has a solid group of reliable friends. He's a bit of his size kind of keeps people from messing with him. He's kind of known for breaking up any bullying or anything like that. So he's got a pretty well-established idea of who he is, his place in life and in school. He feels very secure where he's at. And then things kind of get turned for a loop when he meets Jasmine, a girl that is in the chorus group. And he realizes that when he's around her, he starts to feel a little tongue-tied and he's not sure why. So this is a book about, again, sort of those changes growing up, how relationships start to change, how friends maybe start to change, how we can have maybe sometimes these disagreements, or we can have a little bit of just because maybe we have a little bit of strife with our friends, it doesn't mean our friendship is over. Also the changing view of certain people around you, and that maybe you realize that you know, you're having feelings that are confusing, or maybe you're acting in a way that you didn't think you would. And so this is a great book to kind of highlight that even the kid who kind of looks like maybe he's got it all together could still use a little bit of guidance, a little bit of help to help navigate these new waters. And that's really a lot of what middle school is about, is you're sort of navigating new waters. And one of the great things that can help you is books that kind of highlight that real life experience. And a lot of times we can read about characters who are in and of themselves not real, but their experiences are real. So we can get that sense of connection to our real life experiences through fictional characters. And that's one of the great things about fiction and about books. So if you were looking for something that maybe had a little more closely resembles real life and real relationships, I would recommend any of these books. And these are just a few of the books we have on this same vein. So if you have any questions, you can always ask any of us librarians here at the Madison Public Library. It's been a lot of fun to do these book recommendations with you this year. I hope that you all have a great summer, and this is the last one, so I won't be seeing you next time, but thank you for joining me. Bye.